And this is the end. And we're here to talk about...
I'm going to cut off of that. We're here to talk about Final Fantasy 14. God, I'm off today. 14. I don't have a joke for that because people will disagree with it. Regardless, twice the game that 7 was what I was going to say, but people will be like, fuck you, bro. Anyway.
Already are.
So, well, I thought you would agree with me.
What?
You're mad about Final Fantasy VII.
Don't get me started.
Okay. I thought you were done, but we got another rant on the way. So, anyway, the Tokyo Fan Festival is going on for Final Fantasy XIV. And I feel cheated because the American Fan Festival in Vegas, they showed off the Dark Knight and everyone's like, yeah, right? And then when you go to Tokyo, they're like, oh, we got 2 more jobs. It's like, fuck, really? Yeah, I feel a little bad. They're like, yeah, Japan, we get the good shit because they got some of the best fucking like reveals. So I was up at 1 o'clock and my balls just exploded when I found all the information out. I actually got a text from my brother. He's like, did you see about the Final Fantasy stuff?
And you're like, no, I'm on the way to the emergency room. My balls exploded.
I was like, fuck it. He sends me a link, and then yeah, my balls just exploded, and I had to go to the hospital. And while I was there, they had Wi-Fi, and I looked up like a couple videos talking about it, and I had the information on my phone, and I was just kind of blown away by like how much information that they put on there, because we were under the impression that they were just going to show off a new class. The gun class, besides the Dark Knight. Maybe we would get some more footage about the Dark Knight. I wasn't expecting footage. I was expecting more info. But lo and behold, I was blown away in the balls and in the mind by mostly the balls because I'm now a eunuch in a sense, sort of. Like I might as well just chop it off. There's no point, right?
By the way, none of this is real.
But this is real. They revealed a bunch of stuff, and I'll go through the actual list. First things first, they have a new original race called the Aura, A-U-R-A, which is like these like sort of semi-dragon people. They have like scales on them. So just imagine if they had like armor on them, sort of like forever. So think if you played like Dragon Age, for instance, not Dragon Quest, Dragon Age. Think of the Kunari, for instance, like their horns or something. They sort of have that. Some of them have it around their face or whatever the case is. Really masculine looking males, really like feminine looking women, of course, but it's kind of interesting how they actually make them look. Like all the men look really macho, and that's something that's kind of interesting for Final Fantasy, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, even my character looks a little bit feminine sometimes.
We got that cloud.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, pretty much they're this dragon group, and everyone was wondering, oh, what's a new class going to be? So that's kind of interesting. They also revealed the 2 new jobs. The first one is the Astrologian, which looks like bestialer because holy shit, they got like fucking tarot cards and a fucking globe, and they're just like, oh, cat's magic with this fucking globe. It's like, that's hype as fuck. They're supposed to be the healers. We don't know anything about them except that they use, I believe it's 6 cards total. No base class, just like with the Dark Knight though. And the other one, which I'm excited for, is the Machinist or the Machinist if you're an asshole. Is pretty much, it's the new range DPS again. What?
Or if you're a fan of movies from Christopher Nolan.
Hey, who knows? But if you're smart. Okay. Anyway, regardless, though, the Machinist is a ranged DPS. They have the ability to obviously shoot. They use a gun and stuff like that. Look all DMC-ish, Bayonetta-y. And they have this thing where they can like summon a pet machine or whatever. We don't know to what extent, if they're like traps or if they're like turrets that do like, specific damage, like sort of like the summoner. Where you can just like direct them to go wherever and they just do damage, but still cool regardless. And then the biggest thing, and I didn't tell any of these guys about it because they ain't even ready, is
I'm not.
Okay, so do you remember the oh my god, do you remember Alexander the Summon?
No.
From Final Fantasy IX, remember? He like destroys the city that they're in. He gets summoned, he's a big fucking deal.
I vaguely remember it, but I have not played that game
Okay.
in like
No?
over a decade.
Okay, shame on you, okay? Here's the thing. Shame on you, too.
No!
Yes! Here's why. Okay, so Alexander is like, he's known for being this huge-ass fucking summon that is like, he's got parts to him. Motherfucker's huge, right? He's a summon that's a city, essentially, right? He's, different depictions. He's like, not as big as a city. Sometimes he's just, Godzilla. But this one, yeah, he is ginormous. And pretty much the new end raid stuff is going to be taking place inside of him.
That's brilliant.
The goblin summon, the goblins, which is, I'm trying to think, because I got this from another YouTuber. I'm trying to think if they meant goblins as far as like the goblins we've already seen, or like new goblins with Heavensward. But regardless, huge ass motherfucker, and you have to go through the areas inside him and fight enemies inside of him to get through. And it's the end raid stuff. So think of it like the Binding Coil of Bahamut. It's the new one, and it's gonna have a normal mode so you could get in the story, and it has the hard mode for like people who are like, hey, I want to fucking maximize my shit, So that's kind of cool.
I want to hear the raid call on that when they're doing it. Like, DPS is pancreas. Hit him in the liver.
It might be silly, but regardless, it's super interesting that they're actually doing that. I really think
that's actually really brilliant. I like that.
It's a good use of a summon, because we've all been wondering like what they're going to do with the rest of the primals, because they're adding in like a couple more here and there. They have a Final Fantasy XIV original, and then they have the other ones. But it's cool. I'm excited. I'm really excited because I know there's going to be a shit ton of story with it, and I'm like, fuck, I want to see what be on the top of Alexander fighting. Crazy. So there's that.
Kind of reminds me of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like you're having a fight like on his shoulder.
Like, could you imagine your raid party like running up a ridge or something that is like his shoulder?
That would be badass. I'm like, seriously, that would be so sick.
And they can't fall off the ledge. That could be part of the tricky part.
Oh, the boss fight. Oh god.
Yeah.
They would totally do that too. It would be hard as fuck. Some people remember Titan before they patched him. Titan hard mode was it hard mode? Yeah, Titan hard mode was a bitch. Then they patched and made him easier. And then Titan Extreme, some people still haven't beaten, and it's like, come on, you're super geared for it, but he can knock you up a level.
Yeah.
So then the theme song is being composed by, fuck, I can never say his name.
Uematsu,
whatever.
Yeah.
That legendary man is actually composing the.
Didn't he just do? Is he the one that just did a concert or recorded a whole thing out in Abbey Road?
That was a little while, or it was a while ago though, right? Wasn't it?
I thought it was just recent. I thought I read about it just recently. He did a thing in Abbey Road,
like a live concert.
I think he was recording it, but maybe it was a live concert.
I know they had a live concert recently, and I was like, damn, jelly.
Yeah,
because I would have totally gone. I'd be like, yes, I would fucking listen to all that music and cry and be like, oh my god, my childhood's gone. I mean, that's how I'd feel. But anyway, they also talk about mounts and things like that and whatnot. But the one thing that I found was really cool about this, because they're tying it back in, is they're releasing, for the collector's editions, they're releasing a helmet of Cecil as a Dark Knight. So you get Cecil's helmet.
Final Fantasy IV.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. They're trying to draw back in like, hey, remember this shit? And you get a minion, a Kane minion. So they don't have the picture up here, but you get a Kane minion. So I thought that was also pretty cool, because the new expansions is about Dragoons and Dark Knights and stuff like that. Mainly about Dragoons, but I think Dark Knights have a big role in it as well. That's why they're showing them off. But definitely freaking cool. Regardless, a couple other things here and there, like they're adding a Griffin mount, which I saw the picture on and I was like, looks like World of Warcraft. No offense, but. It's just like art design wise, it looked different. And I was just like, it doesn't really fit in with Final Fantasy all that much. But regardless, looks cool. I'm fucking excited.
What's the expansion called?
Heavensward. It's due, we're thinking second quarter 2015. Hopefully early second quarter. Because I'm already like crazy hyped. And if the game takes forever to come out, I'm going to kill myself. Not really. But I'm going to be like,
He's only got one ball left, Square.
Yeah, there's not many more body parts.
Right? I might lose an eye next.
Let's hope not. I'm Spencer.
I'm Justin.
And I'm producer Eric. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to join in on the discussion in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to our channel. We produce new videos every week. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.